Alrighty, and Kukukachu to you and all my nobodies not watching out there. Ran out of space, had to delete some stuff, which made sense. I haven't been uploading. Just uploaded a bunch of stuff just randomly and got some freed up space. I really like to just finish tonight the thing. I don't think that's too much to ask. This is an odd situation. I don't really fully understand it. I don't think I'm gonna. I, I just don't think I'm in the right position to really comprehend it. To me, it's just like she's emulating you because you guys' relationship is sort of weird, and you seem really weirdly like upset about it, which is like you seem so. She's been feeding on me. She's the leech. I thought I was. It's like it's this whole thing. Like I don't really understand this character at this point. My favorite thing was when I told the truth to that one guy. That's it. That's basically it. And I guess trouncing the guy, but didn't even finish it. Anyway, Dakota. You know what? You better. Hey, fuck me. Fuck you. I've been locked in this apartment by myself because of all the pandemic shit going on. It's fucking me up. I know you've had it hard right now, so I didn't want to bother you. It's like, oh, also, yeah, that's a factor. She's not even considering that. It's like, not allowed to leave. She's playing dress up. Is it really that weird? I don't think it's that weird. It's not necessarily saying that she's done this all the time. Maybe she's just trying shit on to sort of see how you deal with things to see if it helps her. I don't know. Yeah, I was counting on you to ask about how I'm feeling. Babe, how's your work life balance? Aren't you feeling claustrophobic? Hey, is it just me or is our drug supply weirdly shrinking too fast? But I don't ask any of that. My character doesn't do any of that. They're lucky to show up, and then when they do, they don't say I love you back. Awesome. But no, you're too much of a self-centered bitch. You regularly suck me dry, and it's okay. The moment I entertain the thought of taking something in return, I'm crossing a line. I don't even feel like you're taking something in return. Are you stealing the clothes, or are you just borrowing them? Are you just wearing them? You're not even going anywhere. Like, you can't go anywhere, because you're, you know, honoring the quarantine that's happening. I guess you're stealing, you're taking the cigarette, you know, bumming a cig, like, okay, like, I just don't get it. It's like, I'm not even sure my character pays rent. Like, I know I'm not on a lease because I'm technically not alive, probably not supposed to be on anything. I mean, maybe, but I don't know. It gets complicated when it's like stuff like that. But I just don't understand why. I just don't understand why Julia is so upset. It's like I don't see this as like a huge thing. Oh no, I'm a member of an immortal elite secret society. It's so hard to cope. Dakota, whenever I gracefully decide to visit our apartment, let's just do what I enjoy until the pain stops. Fuck you. I mean, I'm on Dakota's side. I was like you basically come home to sleep, and it's like, real talk, Dakota is kind of ignorant of your world, and that's probably for the best, and it's kind of how it needs to be. And so it's coming off as unfair, but not wrong. Like, kind of are a bitch that just sort of. It's like Julia recognized that she was the leech in the relationship, and she's getting super pissed off that she feels like she isn't. And it's just like, are you listening to yourself? Like, I don't, like, are you listening to your own thoughts? Like, I don't understand. It's like, Dakota has been nothing but kind. Like, I don't know how you guys money or whatever, but Dakota goes out of her way to, like, get intoxicated so that when you feed from her, you get the benefit of that. It's like, I'm not saying Dakota wouldn't get intoxicated. I'm just saying, not only does she let you feed from her, she goes out of her way to put herself in a certain state so that you can also get that, because you can't do so without that circumstance. It's like, she was supportive of you and sweet and nice before you became a vampire. It doesn't seem like you were that great, Julia, to begin with. Her wearing some of your clothes while being cooped up, stuck in this place and working from home and smoking your cigarettes, really don't think it's that big a deal. Because you get to leave, because you're not, I don't think you can transmit it. I mean, generally, that's not how vampirism and the World of Darkness works. You don't, again, diseases don't really transfer unless there's very specific ones. And usually that becomes a big deal, but generally not. You can't transfer anything to anyone or get sick. Like, it's just viruses go to die on vampires because it's just a superior thing. She's stuck here. She wants to wear your clothes. It doesn't matter. Like, fuck you. Sincerely, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. There's nothing you can do but take, and you should have learned by now that just taking won't make you happy. You big dumb bitch. Honestly, I think it'd be best for Dakota if she kicked Julia out or left or something, because pretty sure that guy's gonna wreck Julia's life. You know, like, I'm surprised she's alive. Stop. Just, I don't know what to say. I feel disgusted, both with her and myself. You should really just be internalizing your own. Like, I just don't understand the offense here. Like, under these conditions, like, I'm sitting here understanding from Dakota's side, like, all sorts of different perspectives and possibilities that make sense, and zero of the, how dare you want to be me or something. And, like, I can't. I don't know. Just stop. Dakota breaks down crying. She grabs a jacket and purse and runs out of the apartment. I don't try to stop her. Honestly, she's probably saving her life right now by running away. But chances are she's actually not. She's just gonna run directly into harm's way and, you know, be captured, or, you know, being out of the house will make her vulnerable, and yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen. Like, I hate it. I don't like it. That's it. I stand there for a short while in silence, and then I lock the door. Did she take her keys? I don't know. I don't know if I care. You know what, Julia? At this point, I don't care if you've reached final death. Like, you don't deserve Dakota. I'm surprised you did as well at this stupid mission. I don't really see a lot of value in the character. I guess it makes me feel okay about whatever happens, because I don't have really any control of the character. I have a few dialogue options occasionally, and it's basically 1, 2, and 3, and it's basically, yeah, positive, neutral, or negative. Generally, not always, but kind of. I desired for someone else, not for myself. For a way to open a different world, not get locked back into mine. That's your justification. That's the rationale. I didn't want another me. Okay, it's like, look, it's very normal for people to kind of rub off on each other and pick up each other, you know, significant others. That happens all the time. It's very common. There's lots of social studies and psychology that involve that. That's normal, and it's even more prevalent when significant others. But I imagine it's even more prevalent when basically isolation occurs under these circumstances such as this. So I don't know. Julia's a vampiric bitch, and she was a bitch before it. So I feel like the vampire thing isn't. She's not. That's not a factor, except for that it is. But it's not. From her perspective, she would probably feel this way regardless. Like, I don't think this is. I think this is a Julia thing, not a vampire perspective. I collapse onto the soft bed. I smell a perfume. I always liked it, but now it makes me slightly nauseous. Wow! You're so upset that despite the way our brains work, and again, I don't know if vampire brains work this way, but you know, you get trained into enjoying the smell, and you're nauseous. It's not like you came back and she was like all sorts of X-rated shit here. Like, she just wore your clothes and smoked your cigarettes, and you were like, the greatest betrayal ever, unacceptable conditions. It's just like, fucking Karen ass Karen. I try not to think of Dakota. I think of Kaiser. Oh yeah, that's so much more fun. I think of Kadir. I think of Callan. No matter what I think, I sense to him. Yeah. Real talk, you should have fucking put all this, you should have stepped this aside. You guys should have, if she has a car, gotten into her car and gotten the fuck out of here. If she doesn't, pack up your shit, get on a train, or go to a bus station, something, like, get out. Go somewhere, don't sleep here tonight, go somewhere else, and hide from the sun, and then continue on. Try to leave no trace. Because chances are you're not going to see Dakota again, or if you do, it's going to be under really, really not good circumstances. I feel that I've just sealed my fate, whatever it may be. I mean, by not finishing him off, you kind of that. Like, you would have been better off. Everyone would have been better off if you finished him off, and Kadir was like, that's it. Off with your head. You know, just like there can be only one Highlander. And that would have been just... Because at least Dakota would probably be safe. Because there'd be no reason to retaliate. There'd be nobody to retaliate, and there'd be no reason to. Because the problem would have solved itself. Because you're not going to just... He's not going to just let it go. Everything fucking sucks. Most of all, you. Back into the void. Trophy earned. Scream, bloody murder. Back into the void. Back into the void. Back into the void. I mean, they're just like rest. Like, that's all you can do, dude. Alright, well, I'm gonna rest, and then that'll take me to the next night, and we'll continue, then we'll stop. For me, it always starts with an image. Okay. An image which might be vaguely eerie or interesting, but usually not. Usually. Not an image that would provoke particularly strong feelings by itself. Usually it hides mystery. That much is correct. But that mystery doesn't exist without a text. Or, more specifically, a context. Context is everything. Okay, looking at that, there's various shadows and stuff, and people's body silhouettes and stuff. One way or another, you need to process what you're looking at. Maybe that context will be something you've heard or overheard.
Maybe, although it's quite rare and pretty special, it will be your very own creative, captivating, complete interpretation. A ghost of an idea. Is this a half-forgotten memory of something unspeakably beautiful I will never ever see again? No, I mean, you could very well be seeing it very soon. Like, kind of cool. Got some Kingdom Hearts vibes to it, I don't know why. It's just a scene from a movie, a fragment of a music video, an animation. Or maybe it really is the last thing Callahan ever saw in his own life. Warm sunbeams caressing his skin, turning it to ash, a giant fire, a ball of fire engulfing his body in flame from 93 million miles away. Was he terrified? Was he grateful? There's no will, no suicide, no nothing, just... Instead, we can only count on what local historians will write, presumably letting their biases shape the narrative one way or another. What am I looking at here? A horrible, laughable hall of mirrors. A creep whom I never ever want to see again. Alright, you deserve the sun too. Like, I just can't. I feel like I'm missing something. Like, I just don't understand the social betrayal here. Like, it's such a degree that it's just like, I just can't fathom how that's the reaction. It's like, even if she literally wanted to be everything like a little mini you, it's still just such a... I just don't get it. A vampire much more despicable than myself. No, she's not. That you are so full of your own shit. Like, that you just think that she's so terrible because she wanted to be like you. I kind of want to get the bad ending now, like on purpose. Or maybe someone who loves taking care of me and deserves to be cared for in return. It's definitely the latter, my dude. Like, yeah, no, she didn't do you wrong in any way ever at any point in time. The worst thing she ever did was care about you and put herself at risk to do so. By doing so. By being a friend, by being a blood type, by all that stuff, it's risky, and that's the worst thing she ever did. Like, it would have been so... If she were more despicable than you, she could have just opened the fucking blinds while you were asleep. Just right on the bed, just... Like, that was always a possibility. And you're mad that she put on your clothes and smoked your cigarette and wants to be like you. This awesome, immortal, fucking vampire bitch. Like, she shouldn't really look up to you and want to be like you, but it's, you know, that's a whole other issue. Funny thing, whenever I was high as a kite, mentally lost in dimensions parallel to ours, she was my anchor. Our shared history, my feelings for her were my anchor. Matthew McConaughey, returning to his estranged daughter from the other side of the cosmos. Oh, we're gonna do that now? From behind the event horizon, guided by nothing but love. Alright. Be a lot cooler if you didn't just be a horrible vampire bitch. And use people and all that. Like, yeah, it's terrible. Then, whenever I got back to planet Earth, for a week or two, I was haunted by a memory of that affection. I was the best possible version of myself towards her. So you're mad that you were your best you, and it still sucked that bad. And she wanted to be like it. But that haunting always refused to transfigure into something real. What gradually took its place were angry, disappointed thoughts, and among them, one thought that I was always trying to suppress. Can I eat you? And not in a fun lesbian way, just noms, you know? I need someone who knows how to raise me up spiritually. But all I have is a sycophant who's always working her ass off to lift me up without understanding what I need. It's hurting us both. I really don't think that's what was happening. I think that's the way you look at it. If that was actually the case, I don't know. Maybe communicate. You're asking for something spiritual. You're like, I need to be lifted up spiritually. And you don't communicate that at all. Why would she even think that you would even want a spiritual, like, you wear crosses because you like the whole goth aesthetic, because it kind of fits your clan. You wore crosses before, you wear more now. Like, do you care particularly about God? Like, you were curious about, like, that one guy, you know, the priest and stuff. But you don't, like, I don't recall you, like, you had some questions about, oh, am I damned or whatever, and it's just like, we haven't even talked about that in a minute. I know it's been like months since I played this, but I've been playing it tonight, and you haven't said shit about it, but it's been a real long night. Having these words pop up in my head hurt me because they have a ring of truth to them, but also because I knew there must be another narrative, a better narrative. I was just too stupid to find it. Don't you blame this, don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby. This is on you. You're just not that great. I don't think it's because I made poor choices. I mean, possibly, like, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I was trying to play you as your character, and I should have put Dakota first, or maybe by putting Dakota first, I didn't play you as your character, and that's what led it to not, I don't know. I just think I think you're a toxic shithead, and Dakota is awesome, and it's a little weird or whatever, but you gotta consider the factors, and I just think you're the worst. You are not neat. Story of my life, story of my unlife. I still have no idea what I think about this city. How? I had my best city in the world phase, and I had my just a playground for wealthy fucktards phase. Now I'm in search of a better description. One day, probably, I'll stumble upon, like, a piece of writing or a prestigious TV show scene that will contain just that, and suddenly I'll look at this place with new eyes. Or maybe I won't. It's like the frustrations I had back at Lodestar. All these words constantly trailing behind reality, trapping you in useless mindsets instead of bringing enlightenment. Fuck all those flashy writers whose main concern is furthering their own brand. Douchebags who present you with limited, pathetic, depressing realities where they are king. Fuck them all to hell. We need words that will paint a brighter future before our eyes. But what if that can't be done without reinterpreting the past first? What if we haven't defined the ills and threats correctly? Once again, my thoughts return to the same visual that has been tormenting for almost every waking moment of this past week. A senseless demise, devoid of any context, a crime scene stripped of evidence, an image created by an unknown artist designed to leave you dumbfounded. The investigation is over, all the possible avenues explored, all the non-testimonies are in, no concrete evidence found, the play is almost complete, the actors are ready to leave the stage. It is what it is. I failed as a detective, maybe through no fault of my own, but again, it is what it is. Like, what, was I not supposed to talk to Charlie? Was that the big mistake? Like, did I fuck up in talking to that guy? This is a case, this scene, this picture never needed an investigator. From what I understand, all the people in charge ever wanted was a talented writer. What if a ghost of an idea. When I wake up, Dakota is still not here. I don't know how to feel about that, so I just don't. Of course you don't. Just you know, like a true blood. Just don't. Shit, feelings? I quit this cold turkey. Kadir hasn't left any messages by the door. Still that mad, huh? Fuck that guy. Like, I'm sorry, fuck that guy. You should have finished off the guy. If he killed you, he killed you. But he sided with that guy and was like, oh, I should, you got 2 strikes now. It's like, thanks for not listening to me at all. I am actually kind of a half primogen or official, like, outside primogen thing. Like, I got, look, you guys put me on this case. It's not like I volunteered for this. I got forced to do it. I didn't really have a choice. I kind of just went along with it. And this guy was, as far as I know, or knew at the time, going to just kill me. And I don't have any evidence that it was just going to be a beating. But it's not like I wouldn't try to defend myself from a beating and try to leave. And this still happened. He will probably appeal to the court to take me off the case. And if half of the garbage Kaiser was spouting is correct, he shouldn't have too much trouble convincing. Now, that it'll just go unsolved because it wasn't supposed to get solved in the first place, and I got too close to it and got my answers, and it's like, no one wanted me to have these. If anything, I just made more enemies because he's going to tell them that I know, if any of that's true, and then they all have a reason for me not to exist because I shouldn't know. I look into the mirror and stare at my warped non-reflection. This place is upsetting. You need to change the scenery, girl. Yeah, you should have left. Like, should have left with Dakota last night. If you were a good person who had any desire to survive. Instead, you're a toxic shithead, and the best thing in your life just left, and that's probably best for her, but real talk, it's, you know how this is going to turn out. It's not going to turn out happy for Dakota. The depressing streets of a lockdown New York City will do. I think of God. Maybe that's why I have consciously picked the cathedral as my destination. Yeah, don't even give me a choice. It's fine. Just choose for me. That's good. Think of the silver cross adorning my chest, an empty signifier whenever someone asks me why I wear it. I hear a different these silhouettes that keep spotting the corner of my eye. Now I don't want to imagine what it means. I feel what it means, and it makes me nauseous enough. Can I just... Yeah, I'm saving it next. I'm done. I don't care anymore. I don't want to play because I was enjoying it, and I just don't like the character. Like, and getting close to the end, and I want to finish it, but